Hey everyone, welcome to Slater's Wrist Game. Today we're going to do a review of a watch I've actually owned for 2.5 years. I bought this watch back in February of 2020 for $60 US. And it is the Invicta Pro Diver Scuba, model number 23702. This is what we call a third generation Pro Diver Scuba. But like this watch is what I call one of my summer watches. So I'm gonna just go ahead and talk about it. Well, first of all, let's just go over the specs. So this watch here has a movement called a TMI VD53 Quartz chronograph. So it basically is a Japanese chronograph, and TMI is a third-party division of Seiko. So a pretty nice chronograph here. All right. This watch has a 50 millimeter case, measured horizontally. So the case is 50 millimeters. The lug is 61 millimeters. Okay, so 61 millimeters lug to lug, and the height is 21 millimeters. So the height of this watch is 21 millimeters. As far as the lug width across the top is 26, and it tapers down to 23. And this watch is 200 meters water resistant. And as far as the weight, the watch weighs 7 ounces, which is about 196 grams. So those are the basic specs of the watch, okay? And so this watch obviously is for somebody who has a large wrist, but people with a smaller wrist might try it out, so we'll discuss that later. But yeah, bought this watch back in February of 2020, right before the pandemic. And, like I said, this is my summer watch. I like to wear it in the summertime. So let's get a closer look at the dial. When we talk about the dial, let's talk about what's protecting the dial, which is the crystal. It is a flame fusion crystal. Basically just a mineral crystal with a thin layer of sapphire. I think it works. I have most of my flame fusion crystal. Matter of fact, I have not had any that have actually scratched. So I think that's a good idea. When you look at the dial, first of all, you see, I noticed is the 3, 6, 9, and 12 o'clock. So you got the Arabic numerals at the 3, 6, 9, and 12 o'clock. You got these triangular hour markers in between those Arabic numerals. You also have the sub dials at the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. I said this is a functional chronograph, and we're gonna demonstrate the chronograph in a minute. But the sub dial at the 3 o'clock is a 24-hour sub dial. You have a 60-second sub dial at the 6 o'clock, and you got the 60-minute sub dial at the 9 o'clock. Also, you see the three hands. You got the second hand, and then you got skeletonized minute hand and hour hand. So I kind of like the skeleton hands on this one. You also have a track here, a date window at the 4 o'clock with a red arrow. So you see the date window, and it is has these this white background with the black numbers. You see the red arrow right here. This points to the date. So there's a good pop of color that helps you quickly zoom in on the date. All right, you see Invicta's logo at the 12 o'clock, and this watch has a carbon fiber dial. So it's one of the most unique watches in my collection with the carbon fiber dial, the skeleton hands, with the minute, with the date window that looks like with this type of design. It's just very unique. And I do like this one here. So when I look at the bezel, it is pretty unique too. Now you got some Arabic numerals on the bezel, and increments of 10 on the bezel. And you also got some rider tabs on the bezel at the 3 o'clock and the 9 o'clock. You got a triangle on the 12 o'clock on the bezel. And the bezel is a unidirectional bezel. It's pretty easy to turn. I like that there. I like the bezel. It's pretty easy to turn. So pretty unique bezel there. You got this case is a stainless steel case. And on the side of the case here, you got this Invicta branding. So some people like this, some people don't. It's always kind of controversial. But yeah, and on the other side of the case here, you got your chronograph pushers, and you got your crown and your pushers, and the crown is a signed crown with the Invicta logo. And also the strap, this is with the strap, this is a silicone strap with stainless steel barrel inserts. The strap also has 11 holes in the strap, so people with different wrist sizes can wear this. So that'll really help a lot of people with different wrist sizes wear it just because of the 11 holes in the strap. All right, when I look at the Caseback, which I always like to look at the Caseback. I like the Caseback. Obviously you got this screw down Caseback, which definitely helps with the water resistance. And you see all the information. You see the water resistance, and once again, the model number, which is 23702. You got Invicta Pro Diver, Master of the Oceans. And this is a Japanese chronograph with stainless steel case and with the flame fusion crystal. All right, and you look at the strap here on the other side. Just look at the back side of the strap. You got your couple of keepers here. Got your Invicta branding on this strap. And you look at it from the other side, you got the sign buckle here. And like I said, the strap, it tapers from 26 millimeters at the top to 23 at the clasp, which is still pretty big. But yeah, as far as this watch here, and I got it upside down, I'm sorry about that. This is a watch I like to wear in the summer. It gets pretty hot and humid in my hometown. A stainless steel strap or a watch on a leather strap could be uncomfortable, but a NATO strap or a silicone or a polyurethane strap works well in the summertime. So this is one of my summer watches. Wear this watch about half the year. And even though it is a kind of very thick watch, I mean, it's 50 millimeters case diameter, 61 millimeters lug to lug, and 21 millimeters height. It is on this silicone strap, which so it's really not too heavy. So that's one thing I like about it. As far as comfort, it's pretty comfortable. Now, and I'm going to put it on so you can see what it looks like on my wrist. But the silicone strap actually makes this watch a little comfortable. And you also see that the case actually does curve down, which also helps with the comfort on it. So just bear with me for a few seconds. I'm going to take some time to put it on my wrist. Before I put this Invicta on, wrist shot, I'm wearing my Casio AE 1500. This is the latest watch that I have. I've done an unboxing, so you guys might want to check out the unboxing on that one. Okay, love the digital display on this one. So give me a few seconds, I'll put the watch on. Okay, we finally got the watch on. Now you can see what it looks like on my wrist. So I have a 7 3/4 inch wrist, 20 centimeters. And this is what the watch looks like on my wrist here. This watch is a 50 millimeter case and it's 61 millimeters lug to lug. So we just do a wrist shot, a wrist roll here. See how the watch fits. See, it does curve down. So I would think you would need a 7 or a 7.5 inch wrist at least to pull this off. I'm pretty sure somebody with smaller wrists is wearing it, and they just probably, wearing it as tight as they possibly can. Because some people with smaller wrists like the bigger watches. But for me, I think you need like a 7 or 7.5 to even begin to wear this one. But it's actually not uncomfortable. It's actually very comfortable. So. But what am I, as far as versatility, this watch I think is strictly like a sports watch. Somebody would wear it to the gym, or I wouldn't wear this with a suit. Only I would wear this in a casual or active environment, but never like an office environment with a suit or anything like that. I think that's pretty obvious. So as far as my final thoughts, the watch has been great. I've only spent $60 on this watch, and here it is 2.5 years later. Battery still is running, looks pretty good. I dropped it a couple of times by mistake. It didn't even break. It keeps on working. The TMI movements are pretty good. And once again, it's basically a Seiko movement, a third-party Seiko movement. And the chronograph, we never did look at the chronograph. So this is kind of look at the chronograph action. So we'll go ahead and get it started. You see it at the 6 o'clock, it is actually running. Been about 10 seconds now. Then we just stop and reset. Yeah, so a functional chronograph. I don't use the chronograph that much. And like I said, I don't have a lot of chronographs in my collection, but to get a chronograph with 200 meters water resistance for $60, I think is a good deal, especially a Japanese made watch pretty much. So I think it's a good deal. I think the look on it is unique. I think it's very legible too, with the black bezel, the black dial, but you got the white Arabic numerals. I think this watch is actually very legible. So it is, I'm probably going to keep it in my collection. It'll probably, like I said, always rotate it, and it'll always be one of my summer watches. But tell me what you think about this watch here, and what are some of your favorite chronographs, I'd say under $200 that you like to wear. Continue to comment, like, and subscribe. I like to just thank everybody who continues to come back and watch the channel, watch the videos, and comment on the videos. It really does help the channel. A lot of you guys leave some very useful comments as well. Sharing information that can be helpful. It helps me, and I'm sure it helps a lot of other people. And you guys ask some great questions. So, hey, keep it up. I do appreciate that, and I'm going to keep providing you with some quality content. So, thanks for watching this video. Please continue, like I said, to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will be bringing you another video soon. All right, thanks, and enjoy your day.